Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome to a brand new video here down at Rampfest. Today we're going to be learning how to kickless, dude. This is one of the most requested trick tutorials that I've had, and I'm super keen to teach you. I'm going to teach you the absolute best way to do the kickless, so do not skip through any of this video. Watch the whole thing and learn. Welcome to 2024 as well. In 2024, we are going to be doing a bunch of tutorials. I'm going to be unloading a ton of my knowledge onto you guys and giving it all away. So we've got some massive things planned for 2024, but today we're going to be doing the kickless. So let's get into it. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Every like helps. So thank you, and let's get into it. Alrighty, brushing over the basics first, guys. Which way do we stand? We all know from my previous tutorials, we've got regular and goofy, dude. So figure out which way you stand. If you are regular, your back foot will face to the right. If you are goofy, to the left. All right, so I'm gonna be demonstrating this video with a regular stance. As I am regular, do everything opposing for the goofy stance, all right? Easy work, easy done. Okay, the first thing we're gonna need to know how to do, this is gonna help you a lot, is a heel whip. If you can't heel whip or opposite tail whip, definitely do that. I've covered that in previous videos, so go learn how to heel whip. It's gonna make this a lot easier. Do you absolutely need it? No, but I would suggest learning the heel whip, or at least be able to do the motion on the ground to get the kickless motion, right? Because a kickless is essentially a rewind, right? So we're going bang, bang, but we're not kicking it, we're just bringing it back. Yeah, nice and easy. It's a lot easier than a rewind. It's harder to learn, but easier in the long run. All right, let's go. Alrighty, I've seen this taught a couple of different ways, but I'm gonna give you a tip that I learned about 6 months ago that a kid actually showed me, which was awesome. So they showed me how to do this to start it off, which is freaking amazing, because I used to teach it a different way, and the different way works as well, but this way kind of makes it a little easier. So it's a two-step part, all right? Okay, so let's roll into part one, the easiest step, right? It'll take you a little while to get, but to comprehend it is pretty easy. Okay, so we're gonna be starting, I'm gonna start in my regular position just here, and I'm gonna be doing a heel whip, okay? Now, obviously the kickless goes out forwards, yeah? But we're not gonna learn it that way straight away. It's too confusing. It takes too long to learn it that way. We're gonna actually learn it sideways first. So we're gonna try to do a full heel whip and bring it round without kicking it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flick it off my back foot, and I'm gonna get it to here, right? Now I've got to get it back around, okay, without it touching the ground. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift it up slightly. So we're gonna heel whip, we're gonna lift up and throw it back around like that. It's called a hip whip, okay? So this method is like the hip whip method, okay? So heel whip, when it gets to the end, lift it up and bring it back around. Don't worry about turning your bars. Look, it's a kickless, it's an ugly one, but it's still a kickless, look. Back around, just like that, right? The heel whip will stop as you bring it up. So as you get it to here and it's up, it'll stop, and you use all your force just to bring it back around like a tail whip, right? You need to be able to do both motions for this to work, but it does work, okay? So fast, back like that. You're already halfway there, okay? Now, we've got to move it from that position in front of us. So we take baby steps, moving it from the left or the right. If you're goofy, you're going to be doing it on the right, but because I'm regular, I'm doing it on the left. We're going to move it from that left position forwards into the front position, all right? So instead of it going all the way to the side, like this, we're slowly gonna start moving it out to that angle like this. Just like that, then like that, then like that, and then shoulders straight, out like that, okay? Now, as you progressively move in this direction or this direction, you're gonna have to start turning your bars a little bit, and that's the hardest part to get, okay? So each step you take, we're gonna turn our bars slightly. Now we'll get into how to turn our bars, okay? So if I'm flicking regular like this, and I'm pushing, my bars are gonna move to the right, so it moves to the opposite direction. So when we're doing it straight here, the bars don't move, they stay straight. When we go to this angle here, they move slightly to the right or to the left. So slightly right, back in, slightly right, back in, and then fully right, back in. Okay, so there are your 3 steps. We'll take it straight from the side, straight to this angle, straight to straight. So you've got 3 steps here, okay? Practice the hell out of that. It is the most important. Now, the part about lifting it up, you can't keep it flat to the ground. You don't want it level. You want to start rising the scooter up as you get more straight. So here, we're lifting a little bit. Here, we're going to lift a little bit more. And straight, we're going to lift fully. Okay, so as it moves over to the right or to the left, not only are we turning our bars a little bit, but we're also increasing the height of the kickless as well. This is going to help you take it in those parts, okay? One thing that I forgot to explain when lifting the scooter, I did say that it can't be level, okay? So when I say lift the scooter, we're actually gonna be pointing the front wheel down a little bit, okay? So the scooter's gonna be on this angle like this. So watch carefully on this, ready? When I do a kickless, how the front wheel is down and the back of the scooter is up. So in a kickless motion, it's gonna be something like this, not like this, okay? You can't keep it flat as you lift it up. So as you lift it up, you're actually lifting the tail up and the scooter is down like this, and that's what gives it the force to come back around. If it's level, guys, it can't come back around except for the hip whip. It's very hard to keep a kickless really level. Like, look, so if I try to, see that? I got no leverage, look. I can't get over the top of it and I can't lift it to push it back down. So gravity is what forces the kickless down. If you're level, it doesn't work. If you point it up a little bit, get your tail in the air, or let's say, instead of tail, let's say back wheel. Get your back wheel in the air so your front wheels dip down and gravity will let it fall. This is the second tip, okay? The kickless can fall down too. If you point it enough, the kickless will actually fall down without you having to turn your wrist. Watch this. So we're gonna flick it all the way up. Up, drop, up, drop. No force is applied. Now if I apply force, I can do that faster, look, but I'll still lift it the same, ready? Bang. Look how much force came down. That's too much force, okay? But if you just let it fall, if you're having trouble with it coming back around and you can't quite get the bars to turn, let it fall a couple of times and start finding that point where you can start applying force. So, let it fall. Let it fall. See? Let that tail right in the air, right in the air. And it'll fall back down in a pattern that goes out like that, or in a pattern that goes out straight. You can stand sideways, you can flick it out, let it fall. Okay, if you're having trouble with the step one, go to this step, okay? That's an important part that I forgot to say. My little tip there, the kickless can fall with gravity and force, okay? It's not ideal to try land a kickless when it falls down. That ain't gonna work for you, but for the motion's sake, it will work, all right? You're on my head now. Let's apply these rules doing a fly out on the resi box, okay? So by this point here, if you've done everything successfully, you should actually be able to do a kickless straight out, okay? But if you are struggling to get the motion fully, but you can do the motion kind of out on level 2, like out to the side like that, the kickless will actually still work fly out. I sometimes still do kicklesses like this. Sometimes I screw up pushing it out in front of me, and sometimes they go out there. So it doesn't matter, it's just about steez and what they look like, right? So you might not be able to do a kickless if you use the hip whip method fly out. I wouldn't say that. I would say to use that just for the motion purposes, to learn the motion. But when it comes to fly out, you do need to have at least the angle of over here to be able to kick it back around, all right? So let's do this, all right? I use my front foot to kick off a kickless. Some of you are gonna use your back foot. Now, the difference between the two that I've found over the years is speed. That's the only difference. If I kick a kickless off my back foot, it's a lot slower than if I kick it off my front foot, okay? That's the only thing that I've found. A normal heel whip is kicked off your back foot and it's nice and fast, but I find that when you kick a kickless off your back foot, my foot goes out too far and it just doesn't feel right. Like it's not fast enough. You can see the difference even when I do the motion. So pick your foot, doesn't matter. I'm just saying the front foot's faster, but probably a little harder to learn. So let's go to a kickless fly out. We're gonna go up. Dude, I did that one so perfect for you guys. I actually let gravity pull it back in. That was a really bad kickless, but it's a good example of what some of you guys are gonna struggle with. Okay, so now, tips on the ramp. Most important tip for the kickless when doing it out of the ramp after the motion is learnt is to watch the deck. Like always, this is my #1 staple rule with any scooter and whip trick is to watch the deck. So I'm gonna watch the belt. The reason I watch the deck is so when I see it get to that point where I need to start turning the bars, I know where it is. If I don't know where the deck is, I don't know when to do it, right? Over time, this comes naturally, so you don't have to worry about that. But while you're learning, definitely watch the deck. So we're gonna go watch the deck. We're gonna let it fall. Perfect. See, if you can do that right there, if you can even get it to come back to here, guys, you're gonna have the kickless within an hour. Easy within an hour, guys. That's it. That's the whole part of the kickless right there. You don't have to kick it off fast yet. You just gotta get it to come back around, okay? Landing the kickless is the same as landing any other trick. Both feet commitment or catch method, we've gone over those in previous videos. I would suggest clamping your feet for the first one because it is gonna go out quite far. Your kickless is gonna come out far and it's gonna come back into your feet, so clamp those feet and have it ready for landing. Now, let's go over some problems you may face. Okay, some of the problems you may face, even if you've got the motion on the ground, but on the ramp, is timing of the flick. So timing of the flick for me is just as my front wheel leaves the ramp, that's when I kick off my front foot for the kickless. I watch the deck. I can't remember the clock face. I'm trying to think of the clock face, but hopefully you guys can see this. If this is dead straight, I have my kickless out there sometimes, and sometimes I have it dead straight. If you can do it dead straight, you're a master at the kickless. Mine usually goes out to there. So I watch my belt on my scooter till it gets to there. And as my heel whip's coming around, I'm turning those bars to the right, getting them ready to pull that kickless back in. Now, do we bend our arms or do we keep straight arms? You can bend your arms and you can keep straight arms. For this purpose now, I'm gonna keep straight arms and try pull it back in. Let's say that I am at the level where I can't quite get it to rip back in with my wrist yet. I'm gonna keep straight arms and I'm gonna pull it back in with gravity. So when my arms are bent, I can't pull this way, but when they're straight, I can pull this way. So watch this, ready? So we're gonna keep straight arms, just like that, okay? And that comes a back round. Get it like that, guys. Then slowly start to bend your arms and keep it nice and tight. So at first, the kickless is gonna fly way out there, which is great, but like it looks cool, like it's like a flying kickless, like you're way out like that. That looks awesome, right? But if you wanna get it faster and tighter, we're gonna bend those arms, start turning that wrist, and then bang, come in like that, yeah? I have a challenge for you guys. This is very important, okay? I need each and every single one of you that watch this video to go out and practice everything in this video for 1 week, all right? If you can't kickless, go practice these steps, right? Now, I'm gonna stop the video here, and I hope that you got the whole way through. The reason I want you to go out and practice it is because in 7 days' time, after this is uploaded, I want you to come back. I want you to tell me what worked, what didn't work, some additional problems that you're facing, and I'm gonna write it all down, and then we're gonna tackle a part 2 so I can absolutely teach the kickless with 100% certainty, and so that you guys can absolutely learn it. And I really wanna do that. I wanna do that with all my tutorials. So from now on, every time I put a tutorial out, you're obligated, go out and practice it. Every step, watch the whole video, practice every single step, exactly how I've said it. Come and report back to me and tell me if it worked or not, or what you're struggling with, or what isn't working. It can be anything. It can be something from as little as your body positioning doesn't feel right, your foot's not kicking out right, it's not coming back, whatever it is, just tell me. And then we're gonna work on fixing that. And I'll do 100 tutorials of the same trick till we get it right, until it teaches every single kid how to kickless, how to buttercup, how to bri, how to do everything, okay? So that's what I need you guys to do as subscribers. If you could do that for me, I'd love it. It'll help me help you learn how to ride scooters as well, and help me teach the world how to do the fundamentals on scooters. But that's gonna be me done for the kickless. We're gonna do another tutorial now, so in the next video, you'll see another one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.